The origins of the 2nd Infantry Regiment stretch back to the earliest days of the United States Regular Army. Constituted on the 12th of April, 1808, the regiment emerged in an era when America was still defining its borders and defending its sovereignty. The War of 1812 brought the regiment into its first major conflict, facing British regulars, naval landings, and Allied indigenous forces across the Great Lakes frontier. In these formative years, the regiment learned the fundamentals of discipline and battlefield resilience that would carry it into much larger wars. As the United States expanded westward, the regiment stood as a constant presence on the frontier, building forts, protecting settlers, and enforcing federal authority across the growing nation. Their motto, Noli me tangere, do not touch me, became a warning to any enemy who might challenge them. The mid-19th century pushed the regiment into the cauldron of continental conflict. During the Mexican-American War, the 2nd Infantry fought through harsh terrain and fortified positions as U.S. forces marched all the way to Mexico City. Their actions demonstrated the regiment's adaptability to new forms of warfare far from home. Then came the American Civil War, a transformational moment in the regiment's history. Fighting under the Union banner in the Eastern Theater, the 2nd Infantry took part in some of the war's most consequential engagements: Manassas Antietam, Fredericksburg, Gettysburg, the Wilderness, Petersburg. Often outnumbered and under massive pressure, the regiment held ground in battles that determined the nation's future. After the Civil War, the 2nd Infantry returned to frontier duty, but the nation and its military was now looking outward. During the Spanish-American War era and the Philippine insurrection, the regiment operated in jungles and mountains, confronting ambushes, guerrilla tactics, and a determined insurgency. The fight demanded adaptability, new weapons, new tactics, and new training to meet the challenges of overseas combat. As the 20th century approached, the 2nd Infantry Regiment became a spear point of a more modern U.S. Army, one that would soon be tested again on a massive scale. Assigned to the 5th Infantry Division in the early years of World War II, the 2nd Infantry Regiment trained relentlessly for amphibious operations and mechanized warfare. That training paid off when the regiment landed in Normandy shortly after D-Day. They advanced through the thick hedgerows of Normandy, the breakout into northern France, the rugged forests of the Rhineland, the frozen battlefields of the Ardennes, the final drives into Central Europe. Combat was savage and continuous. Village by village, river by river, the regiment pushed the enemy back to the heart of Germany. Soldiers of the 2nd proved themselves as both skilled attackers and disciplined defenders, holding ground against fierce counterattacks. By VE Day, they had helped break Hitler's war machine and secure victory in Europe. In the years after World War II, the regiment moved into new roles as the world entered a nuclear and ideological struggle. Though its battalions served primarily as training and readiness forces, the regiment remained part of America's ability to respond rapidly to crises. During the Korean War era, whether training reinforcements at home or preparing for combat deployments, the regiment ensured a continuous supply of well-trained infantry ready to fight in the harsh conditions of the Korean Peninsula. The Cold War demanded constant adaptability, new weapons, new mobility, new doctrines. Through every shift, the 2nd Infantry Regiment remained relevant and ready. In the 21st century, the regiment entered a new era of conflict. In Iraq and Afghanistan, elements of the 2nd Infantry Regiment fought in counterinsurgency operations, conducting patrols, securing urban neighborhoods, mentoring Allied forces, and engaging in close-quarters combat. The threats were improvised explosive devices, hidden enemies, and battles often fought among civilians. The missions required intelligence, restraint, courage, and professionalism. The regiment lived up to its legacy once more. This modern period further proved the adaptability of a unit that has now fought in nearly every type of warfare the U.S. Army has experienced.